Are you a company looking to access the US market? If you've already broken in or just thinking about how am I going to break in, I'm here to help you understand how you can make your first or 10th hire in the United States successfully. My name is Mike Chaffee, the founder of Talent Traction. We are a recruiting firm that helps companies find and hire some of the best candidates in the United States. As someone that was once a manufacturer sales rep for a large organization and Speed Up Today, a founder of a recruitment company that helps manufacturers all around the world hire in the United States, I feel like I am one that could help you throughout this journey. Let's just jump right into it. So, expanding your manufacturing business in the United States is really an exciting opportunity. Having worked in talent acquisition for over a decade, I've helped international companies establish presence here. The US offers an amazing opportunity to make sales. When assisting a leading global manufacturing with their US expansion, we've learned the importance of understanding federal, state, and local tax and employment compliance requirements. When assisting a leading global manufacturer with their US expansion, we learned the importance of understanding all these pitfalls. Full disclaimer, this is not a legal video. We are not offering legal advice. We are here to just raise the awareness given our seat as recruiters. This guide is based on our experience and aims to help you, the manufacturing company, navigate the steps and considerations when hiring in the US. By following these guidelines, you can streamline your expansion, build a compliant team, and succeed in the competitive US market. So, hiring options for sales reps in the United States requires a thorough understanding of the available business structures and hiring options. Each structure provides varying degrees of liability, protection, management flexibility, and tax implications, which need to be carefully considered based on the company's goals and resources. When it comes to hiring sales representatives in the US, foreign manufacturers have several options. One being establishing a legal entity, second being hiring a professional employer organization or PEO, and thirdly is to engage freelance contractors. Let's address the pros and cons of each. Option number one, establishing a legal entity. Establishing a legal entity such as a subsidiary provides a tangible presence in the US, fostering trust with customers and partners. It offers full control over operations, allowing for consistent company standards and culture. This approach also demonstrates a long-term commitment to the US market, which can enhance your brand's reputation. However, it involves substantial initial investment in infrastructure, registration, and compliance, adhering to complex legal and federal laws, and there is an increased administration burden, including HR, payroll, and legal compliance. Additionally, there is a risk of turnover as employees might leave, taking their knowledge and experience with them. Option number two, and that's partnering with a PEO. A PEO can streamline the hiring process as PEOs handle HR, payroll, and compliance tasks, reducing your administrative burdens. This option is more affordable than establishing a subsidiary, especially for smaller teams. So, really, if you're looking to hire one person, you should really consider a PEO, as it allows companies to quickly establish compliant workforce without extensive infrastructure. It also easy to scale the workforce up or down as needed without the complexities of direct hiring. However, it offers limited direct control over employees compared to having a subsidiary and creates a dependency on the PEO for compliance and HR functions, which can also be risky if the PEO fails to perform. There might also be a disconnect between the company culture and the employees managed by the PEO. PEO services come with a fee, often a percentage of payroll, and the legal arguments with PEOs can be complex and require careful review. Option three, and the final option, is engaging freelance contractors. Hiring freelance contractors can be cost effective as it avoids a cost associated with payroll taxes, benefits, and long-term commitments. This option is ideal for short-term projects or variable workloads, allowing for rapid scaling up or down. Contractors often bring specialized skills from experience from working with various clients. However, it offers limited influence over the contractor's work methods and processes. There is risk of misclassification, which can lead to legal and financial penalties. Contractors may not be as committed to your company's goals and culture and might work for multiple clients simultaneously, and you should be okay with this. Our recommendation are based off of the 131 rule methodology. So for example, if you're a Chinese or let's say Indian manufacturer anywhere over the world, and let's just say for example that you want to hire a sales rep and only one sales rep, the best option would be a contractor or PEO. And the reason why is it minimizes initial costs and administrative burden on you. Flexibility to terminate the contract if the business hiring strategy changes. It's really the best for hiring one or just a couple sales reps. Let's say that you want to hire 2 to 3 sales reps or in that 2 to 5 sales rep position. We still feel like the PEO might be the best for you as it provides a balance between administrative ease and employee benefits. It helps manage compliance and HR tasks while allowing the company to focus on growth and other initiatives. But let's say that you want to establish a large team, 4, 10, and beyond. The best, in our opinion, would be to form a legal entity. The rationale offers greater control over the workforce and helps build a committed long-term team. While it involves higher upfront costs and administrative responsibilities, it ensures stability and company alignment. Now I'm going to go through a step-by-step process of registering a company in the US. No matter which option you choose from, those listed above, these are the steps everyone should take into consideration. So following the 131 methodology, what is the problem that you're facing? So you want to hire in the US, how many? What are the 3 potentials? We gave it. And then what's the one that makes the most sense for you? Most likely you should be speaking with a legal or HR advisor who really understands the state and local laws. Because, for example, in California, if you want to hire one person, but you're controlling their time, what they do, everything basically that happens in a day, and you want to control it, you're really hiring a W 2 employee. If you're not controlling their time and it's a more lenient state, let's say the state of Florida, you might most likely can be fine with hiring a contractor. By following certain steps, businesses can like yours, can lay a solid foundation for legal compliance, financial management, and effective employee management in the US. Each step is critical to establishing a business entity capable of legally hiring and supporting a workforce while minimizing legal risk and maximizing efficiency. So let's just say you decide to start a business structure. You would begin by seeing the most suitable for your structure. And the different types in the US, again, you want to seek a lawyer, are sole proprietorship, partnership, limited liability company, or an LLC, a corporation, nonprofit. Each has its own implications from a legal liability, a tax liability, and regulatory requirements, which will influence your ability. You can also elect something called an S corporation. So in terms of where you want to operate, then you would need to select a state. Decide on the state of incorporation based on factors like taxes, regulation, and market reach. States are often chosen for their favorable business environments, but consider where your employees will be local, where they'll actually be, as that's where they'll be regulated from. So most entities are formed in Delaware. However, if you're looking to hire in California, because that's where one day you want to open up a warehouse, just realize that you're going to be held accountable to California state local law, not necessarily Delaware, on that employee. So if you want to establish an actual business in the United States, you need to reserve a unique business name and make sure that your chosen business name is available and compliant with state laws. This name will be crucial for employment branding and legal documentation. You'll also need to appoint a registered agent. Designate a registered agent within a state to handle legal documents and notifications, a requirement for maintaining compliance and handling legal matters related to employees. File registration documents. Prepare and submit necessary documents and registration documents such as articles of incorporation or organization to the state secretary or state office. This establishes your legal presence and ability to operate as a business entity. You'll also need to obtain a employer identification number, or EIN, which is from the IRS. This is a unique identifier number, which is essential for tax purposes. You want to make sure that you're also compliant with state and federal taxes. Register for applicable state and federal tax, including income tax, sales tax, and employer tax. Understanding tax obligation is crucial when managing payroll and withholding taxes from employee wages. Like, for instance, right now I live in the state of New York. I need to pay New York and federal income tax. You're going to also need to obtain necessary licenses and permits, identify and obtain whatever permits you need in order to hire someone legally. Business account. So you're going to want to also open a business banking account, which is going to help you manage and have an ease of business in the United States. Also consider business insurance. Considering business insurance coverage tailored to your actual business needs, such as liability insurance, workers' comp insurance. This protects you and your company and also your employees from different financial risks just in case there is a workplace injury or claim. You're going to want to adhere to employment laws. Ensure compliance with federal and state employment laws when hiring and managing employees. This includes understanding labor standards, workplace safety regulations, and employee rights to create a legally sound and productive work environment. So identify the hiring need. Determine whether you need to fill a vacant position, expand organizational tasks, or manage the workload more efficiently. Then you're going to want to develop a recruitment plan. So to summarize, there are three different ways that you could hire. There are some are much more involved than others. So again, if you just want to hire one rep, you could think of them as going as a contractor or through a POE. Probably doesn't make sense to start a business here. Then once you gain traction, build the business, then you can later on create your own entity. The next thing you're really going to want to do is identify the actual hiring need and determine what the actual head count is, one, two, or three, and what they're actually going to do. So, in terms of what is their ideal candidate profile, another way to think about the position when you want to hire it in the United States is what are 3 to 5 outcomes that you want to make sure that this person hits so that in 12 months from now, if we ever met and spoke, you would say, Mike, this person was successful because they've found us 100 new clients, sold 100 units to each new client, and expanded into ABC territories. That's just an example of three metrics that you could put on a job description so that whoever you hire is actually able to do this. You're then going to want to develop what we call a recruitment plan, outline how you actually will attract and evaluate candidates. So, being in different time zones, understanding the different cultures of operating in the United States, and making sure that you have your best foot forward when trying to attract top candidates throughout the U.S. You're going to want to start also by writing a comprehensive job description. So the job responsibilities, qualifications, experience requirements, and details around comp should be well known and posted prior to actually speaking with any candidates. You're going to want to also figure out how to advertise the position effectively, utilizing multiple channels such as your own company's website if it's discoverable in the US, social media job boards in the United States, different like LinkedIn, Indeed, etc. Any networking events, so manufacturing trade shows while you're here and advertising and having conversations while you're here so you can possibly hit your target market audience and have some great candidates apply. You're going to want to figure out how are you going to make sure that you have structured interviews and that you're from a non-biased approach, looking at candidates properly so that you can conduct multiple rounds of interviews and make the best hire. If you're really looking for A players are typically gainfully employed. You're going to want to figure out how to attract candidates that are not applying to job boards to go after companies like yours. You could use firms like ours or external recruitment or headhunting firms to go and do outreach to these A players or your competition. These are typically the best candidates that could bring business to your company quickly. You're going to want to also make sure that you're performing proper background checks and verifying employee history, et cetera, after an offer is actually given. Hope you've enjoyed this video on some tips on how you can actually or should be thinking about structuring and hiring your first, fifth, or 10th sales rep in the United States. My name is Mike Chaffee from Talent Traction. I am the founder here. I've worked with companies all across the globe hiring their first, 10th, or 100th, or 1,000th employee. As we've worked with many tier one manufacturers, household names that we've all heard of, all to brands that very few people have heard of. I'm here to help you. Feel free to reach out to me anytime and looking forward to seeing you on the next video.